Hey there, how you doing? Hope you're well. So this week I've got something quite shocking to bring to you. Now, here in Australia, we have a corporate watchdog called the Australian Securities Investment Commission, or ASIC for short. Now, generally speaking, they're renowned for all bark and very little bite. But in this instance, they have decided to set a precedent and bite very hard on one of Australia's most popular private credit funds. Now, only a week or two ago, ASIC reached out to Trobe Financial, a large private credit fund with billions of dollars worth of investor funds, and shut down 3 of their most popular term accounts. A little nuance here is now required. In Australia, a term deposit is one that normally a bank offers you, and as far as investments go, it's about as vanilla but risk-free as you can possibly get. That investment capital also comes under the government's depositor guarantee scheme. So nothing can happen to that capital should the bank fail. The government has your back. Now, Trobe Financial, they use the term accounts. They are not term deposits because Trobe Financial is not a bank. It actually works in the subprime lenders area. And so a term account is a clever play on words to trick would-be investors that they have similar powers to reclaim their funds should something go wrong. But that is not the case. However, that's not the main reason for this week's newsletter. Because as I said, yes, those 3 funds have been shut down. No funds may enter those accounts and no redemptions may be made against them. And as far as I can tell, ASIC's issues concern the exposure of mortgage-backed securities that those funds have put their clients' money at risk at. And as far as I can tell also, Trobe Financial have worked hand in hand with ASIC to determine what their concerns are and to fix it. But that's not the main issue. The big issue is this. These term accounts offer 6, 7, sometimes 10% returns. For these 3 accounts that were closed, their durations were 12 months, 2 years, and then a third one, which was a private credit facing fund to United States-based assets as well. No, the problem here is this. I think it's very obvious that investors in Trobe's 3 particular accounts here have never read the product disclosure statement. And when I did, I had to write to you about it because frankly, the details are shocking. So what did I find? It's in the newsletter. In the description box below the video, there'll be a read the blog here link. Click read, enjoy. While you're at it, hit the like and subscribe button. All the cool kids do it, and that's what I want you to be. Now, the big problem here, and I think ASIC are definitely onto something, is they've identified potentially the one huge red flag in the private credit industry, that when land values peak and then fall, starting in the US and then transpiring across the rest of the world, the mortgage-backed and asset-backed securities, when they unwind, they're very, very difficult to extricate clients' funds out of. And ASIC rightly have a concern that investors are not fully read in on that risk. Now, as I said, Trobe have been upfront and helpful in this matter. They also stated that not once in 20 years have any of their funds failed. Well, I find that timing interesting because if you go further back to 1990 and the estate mortgage fiasco, that was a fund extremely similar to what Trobe Financial is today. And it went down as one of the single greatest financial catastrophes in this nation's history. And in fact, if you like timing, why don't you go from 1990 back another 100 years to 1890. Have a look what happened to Australia on that date as well. Folks, this is a serious issue. A state mortgage back in 1990 went under simply because they were taking clients' funds and lending them based on very dubious valuations instead of what they should have done, which is lending money against the actual cost of property developments. The whole thing completely unwound when the bottom of the land market fell out. And that time is about to come again. And the issue for these Trobe financial investors is, no doubt, the majority are retirees. They cannot afford to lose this money. But as I uncovered in the newsletter, do you think it's simple for these same people to get that money out when the peak turns to crash? Oh no. No. There are many hurdles for them to overcome. And frankly, if they leave it too late, there will be nothing left to take out. Don't want to end on such a sober note. I do apologize, but I think this is very important. I think private capital is not transparent for a reason. And when land values start to fall, they are going to explode exponentially as they get hit with client redemption requests that they simply cannot fulfill. And I do not want you to be stuck in the middle of it all. This is the benefit of real estate cycle history, guys, right here, right now. And I tell you what, history is about to be written, and not in a good way.